Hello. Hello. Announcement. Um, it's kind of it's strange to me for me because I never even considered it. And frankly, I always assumed that this would be something that some a bigger channel would do. But well, I suppose such decisions should be made not so much on the size of the channel, but more so the activeness, whatever, the activity of one of your community. And seeing the amount of activity in the comments, and also the conversations and the constant gripes about big YouTube's temperamental nature, I suppose. What with it constantly deleting commenters' comments, go figure, just randomly, no rhyme or reason, not as far as I can tell. But people, they want to share things, talk about things, and maybe the YouTube comments aren't that great of a location to do stuff like that. So we're making a Discord. It's not specifically for the Loud House Revamped, though. Let's be honest, it's probably going to be mostly the Loud House Revamped. It's a a channel Discord, the gamer Discord. We'll figure out what all to do with it. Well, chances are it's going to be figured out by the time that this channel goes up. So there's going to be a link in the description or whatever I need to put in the description. Maybe it's supposed to be a I don't know, a QR code that I'll put on screen. Maybe both. Who knows? We'll figure that out. But yeah, there's going to be a Discord. But now, you can post freely. Well, to an extent. We don't want any hate. Any unprompted, undeserved hate. I mean, hate on JD and his garbage that he's posted. Sure. My point is, now you can, use all the curse words you'd like, and you don't have to be afraid. It's gonna be a place where you can interact with other commenters a lot better than on YouTube comments. There, now you can share memes. You can, hell, maybe you can post other fan fictions, yours, maybe ones that are also bad or related, or what have you, stuff like that. And there's also the opportunity for more. Got to make sure that my screen doesn't go dark. There's also the opportunity for more audience interaction. I had one particular idea where, you know, come the next 50 chapter milestone quiz at chapter 100, I could maybe prompt the viewers for questions that go in the quiz. And don't expect every single question that the viewers come up with to be on the quiz. I'm still probably going to make up the vast majority of them. But it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. So yeah, that's interesting. That's new. Yeah, look out for that. I guess if you're interested, you can join the Discord. Link in the description, I guess, is what maybe it's how that's going to happen. But I shouldn't really spend too much longer on this because the chapters really feel like they're getting longer. With any luck, though, there won't be any Naruto chapters. Because Naruto chapters are a double-edged sword, because they tend to be longer, and I tend to get madder at them. Why is ignore that. But yeah, they tend to be longer, at least on the long side, and I tend to get madder at them. So, where did my pillow go? I don't need it. We'll live. So, without further ado, chapter 85, Hot Sauce Louds. Oh, this is probably going to be a chapter dedicated to JD's very cool, very impressive pain tolerance, spice tolerance. God, he's so cool. Oh, and what a cast. What a curtain call. Here we go. It starts with me, Veri, Eileen, Jesse, Anastasia, Gabriella, Matilda, the Eds, Carol, Bobby, the Loud Siblings, Ronnie, Ann, Starfire, Terry, Raven, Argent, Volcana, Riley, Naruto, Narco, Sasuke, Sakura, Fu, Ino, Hanada, Makari, Tenten, Tayuya, Johan, Varia, Woody. Hey, it's Woody, Sam, Clyde, and Lady Sunada. Having a nice lunch at the dinner table in the grand dining room of my mansion. We were sitting at a long table that can seat 200 people. Fantastic. We are having a Louisiana Creole lunch. Lainey loves Louisiana food. Okay. I'm having a bowl of jambalaya and a po' boy sandwich. I love Louisiana food. My favorites are, again, with the strange, random favorites. Like, hey, yeah, I mean, sure, have a favorite type of state related food, I guess. I mean, for me, it's like country, favorite Italian food, favorite Japanese food, favorite Chinese, stuff like that. I don't have state specific favoritisms. Anyways, I love Louisiana food. My favorites are gumbo, crawfish etouffee, jambalaya, and more, I say. I love all the food of Louisiana, says Nanny. Fantastic. It's all really good food, says Bree. It's so good, says Carol. I know, I love the spiciness, says Lincoln. I can tell, says Eileen. British accent, I know. The French and Spanish founded New Orleans almost 200 years back in 1718. I mean, I don't know why that came up in the conversation. I suppose you are talking about Louisiana, but you all just, like 5 people in a row, were commenting on the food and food-related stuff. But hey, whatever. Exactly. It's one of the oldest cities in the continental United States, says Lisa. That's nice. I've always found Louisiana to be the most fascinating state in America. Really? I mean, frankly, it seems one of the more boring ones. I'm fascinated with Texas, New York, California, Florida. Those are all very interesting states. Me too. The food is good, and I learned a lot when I was there with Lincoln and Linka, says Penny. Same here. I love the culture, says Linka. I once was the target of a demonic creature in New Orleans on the night of a lunar eclipse, says Jesse. How could I forget? How could I forget? Oh, I'm embarrassed. Must have slipped my mind the Louisiana demon creature that was haunting Jesse. No, that never happened. Not in the fan fiction, anyways. Because Jesse, yeah. Okay, never mind. A demon? What kind was it? Asked Lucy. I don't know. A demon? It was a demon. That takes over as another person and drains people of their life energy to live forever. Whoa, like a succubus? Obviously not, says Jesse. That is terrible. I'm glad she's gone. Did this happen before you were teleported here and we saved you? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Do you seriously think that Jessie could go off and have her own little adventure fighting an evil demon without at least half of the of Team Loud Phoenix Storm accompanying her? Right? The only time anybody has a solo adventure is when it's in the simulator, and they are very quickly accompanied by some main character from the you know source material. I don't even know. I can't say it's the book or the series because constantly, or at least multiple times, it's been revealed that, oh wait, these are real places. It's whatever. It's stupid. I hate this. I hate this. Anywho, trust me, Lady Hokage. Nope, skipped way ahead. Yes, I'm glad that monster is back in the Netherworld, says Jesse. On the Gamer Discord channel, maybe we'll have a more clever name. Who knows? On the Gamer Discord channel, you don't have to say Netherworld. You can say Hell. Or heck, if you just, ease into it. You can say all the curse words. Did I say that already? Maybe. Me too, says Free. I don't think any of that is real. Ghosts, spirits, and demons are a bunch of hooey, says Lady Sunada, lived and is currently living with a bunch of superpowered individuals. Oh, ninjas with magic powers? Blah. JD, who's got, like, basically every superpower ever? Blah. I'm sure at least one person has some kind of ghost or demon related powers. I know there was a whole chapter with the what is it, paranormal movie? The paranormal movie related chapter? Was it paranormal? Who knows? Just stupid that anybody at this point, anybody in Team Loud Phoenix Storm would not believe in such supernatural things. Trust me, Lady Hokage, we all have seen lots of strange things, and it was weird, I say. Well put. Yeah, a demon possessed Lucy, and she got her powers because of it. That's exactly. I was right," said Lainey. "That was the scariest night we'll never forget," says Lori. Sure. "I've heard all about that. What was it like to be possessed by a demon, Lucy?" asks Haiku. "It was awful, but I still have all my memories from that night," says Lucy. "That was weird for me," says Lincoln. "Yeah, it was. Wasn't this supposed to be about spice?" "Yeah, it was really weird for me too," says Naruto. "Same here," says Naruto. "Yeah, but all this food is really yeah, but all this food is really good," says Sakura, suddenly remembering what they were fucking talking about. I don't know, it's stranger that they would veer off from. Actually, no. All right, they were talking about Louisiana, and then they brought up and then Jesse brought up the demon she fought in Louisiana, and then Lucy brought up the demon that possessed her. Frankly, that's not the strangest progression of a conversation, considering who's talking, the group of people that's talking and what they've been through. So sure, maybe. Okay, maybe. However, to suddenly, inexplicably go back to talking about the food, that is weirdly one of the harder things to believe. Maybe James, if you don't want your conversations to veer off into left field talking about something completely unrelated, only for you to remember that you should be talking about the food because this is some kind of spice related chapter, maybe you just shouldn't have them go and talk about random bullshit. It'll certainly shorten the chapters, and I can personally say that that sounds amazing. Shorter chapters, oh, that woo. What a luxury I have slowly forgetting about, because God, man, I haven't seen like a really short chapter in a while. At least I don't think so. Anywho, where was I? All this food is really good. You said it, Sakura. The spice is perfect, says Ino. Yeah, it's delicious, says Fu. You said it, Fu, says Sam. Can we go back to the? I'm sorry. Can we go back to the demon stuff? Because I forgot, right? I forgot that every time anybody says I like something, at least three other people have to say I also like this thing. Whatever. Yep, another great food in Louisiana is hot sauce. I don't think that's a food per se. I think it's more of like an ingredient or an additive or a topping. Whatever. "I love hot sauce and I put it on my burgers," says Eileen. "I love hot sauce too. I put it on my sub sandwiches," says Lynn. "I bet I can handle more spice than Lynn," says Lincoln. We all gasp. "He wouldn't dare," says Lori. "I have a feeling he will," I say. "Oh, it is on," says Lynn. Lynn and Lincoln were facing each other, and I lay out some food for them. Okay, here's how the competition will go. You have a small plate of food, and it's going to be covered with one of my hot sauces, and we're going to do it from the mildest to the hottest. If you scream, you lose automatically. Laney is going to be the referee. Okay. I say. Laney comes out with the black and white referee clothes on. "This is going to be fun," says Lincoln. "I got this in the bag," says Lynn. "Okay, you got some jambalaya, and here's the first hot sauce. Samba Party Brazilian Jalapeno Hot Sauce. Very mild. Sounds basically like sugar water. The bottle has the country of the flag of Brazil on it with fireworks and a girl dancing the samba on it. A jalapeno pepper is by the bottle." By the bottle? I splash it. What? Never mind. "I splash it onto their jambalaya and stir it in." "You all ready?" I ask. "Ready," answers Lincoln. "Bring it on," says Lynn. "Go," I announce. Lincoln and Lynn ate the whole little bowl and didn't even hurt them. "Yummy," says Lincoln. "Is that all you got?" asks Lynn. "We have a tie for round one," says Laney. "It's not a tie, dipshit. I mean, it's not like a point system. It's whoever screams first loses." "Lady, you're fired. You guys liked that one, huh?" I ask. "Yep," answers Lincoln. "It's my own recipe." "Of course it is." And then he says, "I didn't even know I could make hot sauce. I just tried it once and I made the best hot sauce in the world. And then I went and sold it at my school fair and made $1 billion trillion. And I bought the entire state of Michigan. And now everyone is in the loud house." Okay, where was I? "It's my own recipe." "You make your own hot sauces?" asks Lynn. "Yep, here's round two. You have shrimp Creole, and it will have this industrial heat Serrano hot sauce." The bottle has a picture of a man working in a steel mill and fire is around him. That must be hot. A serrano pop pepper is by the bottle. What is this? Like, what? Like, by the bottle physically? Is it that, or is it something that's on the label? Whatever. I splash the Creole and stir it in. This one's a little hotter. Can you handle it? I ask. I can handle anything. Oh shit! I can handle anything," says Lynn. "Bring it," says Lincoln. "All right, eat," announces Laney. Lincoln and Lynn ate it all, and tears poured out of their eyes. "Delicious," says Lincoln. "Not hot enough," says Lynn. "I'm gonna burp." I just did, and I'm not cutting it out because I don't feel like it. Says, "Tie for round 2," says Laney. "You guys are strong, but how about this? Here's round 3. You have Edife, and it will have this: Sahara tongue dance cyan hot sauce. I say, the pink bottle had a picture of a belly dancer on it, dancing in the Sahara Desert, and fire was by her feet. Cayenne pepper was by the bottle, and real fire was burning in the background. A splash. So it is. It's like some kind of I can't think of the word. Whatever. It's like a cartoon. Show the thing in some exaggerated way. Yeah, whatever. Fire in the background. I splash the sauce and then I stir it in. This is hotter than the last one. Ready? James, we know. We understand the concept of eating increasingly spicier hot sauces. All right, you explained it, and I listened. So now, every time you go up in heat, you don't have to reiterate that this one is hotter. I understand. "Ready," says Lincoln. "I'm ready," says Lynn. "Eat," says Laney. Lincoln and Lynn ate the whole plate, and their faces turned red, and they didn't even flinch. "Wow, you guys are tough. Round 3 is a tie," says Laney. "You guys are tough," says Lori. "Come on, bro. You can beat her, dude," says Luna. "All right, I didn't want to come to this, but we're skipping to the boss level." "Can we skip to the end of the chapter instead?" I say. I go to the kitchen and come back with a black safe. I dial in the combination to open the safe, and it had a case with the radioactive sign on it. I put it on the table and put on a welding mask and heat gloves. "This is my most powerful hot sauce," I say. Whoa! I opened the case, and it had a bottle that was glowing neon red, and it had a picture of a nuclear explosion with a devilish evil skull that had glowing red eyes and flames around it. This is my Satan's unholy genocide death sauce. Very subtle, very cool. It's made with the ghost chili, the Trinidad Moruga scorpion, the Carolina. I've never heard of that one. Whatever. The Carolina Reaper, and the newest, hottest pepper in the world, the Dragon's Breath pepper. It's the hottest hot sauce I ever made in the world. What? It's the hottest hot sauce you've ever made in the world? Or are you saying that you made it and it's the hottest in the world? Whatever. Okay. Is the Dragon's Breath pepper still the spiciest pepper? I really doubt it. I'm sure we've genetically engineered a pepper to just straight up be magma at this point. Then again, that's not spice, that's just straight up heat. Capsaicin. When is he going to bring out the scientific term for spiciness? Is he going to say capsaicin and everybody's going to call him smart? A star-going supernova was in the background behind the bottle, and a wall of super-hot flames roared behind it, and lightning struck around it too. Malevolent laughter was heard, too, as if the sauce was made from the fiery pit of the netherworld itself. Everyone gasped in sheer horror. This is not going to be pretty," says Ronnie Ann. "How in the world can anyone eat that?" asks Lola. "That stuff is pure fire," says Lana. "That stuff will kill you," says Laney. "A hot sauce of that magnitude will destroy you from the inside out. I mean, maybe your taste buds," says Lisa. "That is pure insanity," says Foo. "I agree, Foo, but some people like all this," says Double D. "Oh, this is going to be tough," says Ed. "I would die if I ate that. I want to die." "Anyways, I would die if I ate that," says Sasuke. Weird. Weird that you'd have Sasuke of all people. Maybe I'm paranoid, okay? Knowing how much he hates Sasuke, I see Sasuke, I see him say, "Oh, I would die if I ate that," and just makes me think. But I guess I should just be happy that Sasuke isn't being, I don't know, ripped in half or embarrassed in front of his mom who disowns him or whatever the fuck they do in every single damn Naruto chapter. "Me too," says Carol. "I don't like peppers, but this is gonna be awesome," says Taruya, who, like, you don't need to. Yeah, I mean, you're not the one eating it. You're just watching it. "This is going to be good," says Woody. "Agreed, friend Woody," says Starfire. "I love spicy food too, but this is too strong for me," says Tara. "That is really potent stuff," says Argent. "I get it!" No kidding, says Volcana. I may be half demon, but that is too strong for my standards, says Raven. That is really dangerous, says Riley. I am not allowed to have hot sauce, but this is too good to watch, says Clyde. This is going to spice up the competition. This is going to spice up the competition. Hey, hold on. That's actually a pun. Ha 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 ha. Get it? Look at that. Me, Vari, Naruto, Sakura, Eddie, Lady Tsunade, Carol, and Anastasia laughed. Ha 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 ha. Good one, Luann, says Eddie. Ha ha ha. Spice up the competition. Ha ha. Good one, says Raven. I thought this was spicy, says Lenny. It is, Lenny. I understand she's supposed to be stupid. I understand that she's meant to be stupid, but I just don't think JD understands how her stupidity works. Whatever. Good one. But hey, props for having a pun, one that makes sense. Because it is a competition. It is all about spice. Spicing up the competition is a saying. Anywho, I put wait a minute, what was I thought this was spicy, says Lenny. I put 2 crackers on their plates. This is like handling a nuclear fuel rod, I say. I take some tongs and pick up the bottle and put 2 drops on their crackers. The heat coming up from the bottle is intense, says Lincoln. Yeah, it's deadly. I really doubt that. Because I frankly don't think you would ever do anything to hurt your good buddy Lincoln. Anywho. Yeah, it's deadly. All right, ready? I ask. Ready, says Lincoln. Ready, says Lynn. Go, announces Laney. Lincoln and Lynn, why does Laney even need to be a ref? Why does anybody need to be a ref? Like, frankly, everybody's there. Everybody would very obviously see if one of them screamed, because that's what it takes to lose. Screaming. Whatever. Stupid. Lincoln and Lynn ate their crackers. This is so cool, though. Oh, I'm on the edge of my seat. Ate their crackers, and their bodies glowed red and were rising like a thermometer dipped into the core of the sun, and it burns off their eyebrows. Okay. They were sweating waterfalls and pouring sweat out of their bodies like crazy. Nuclear explosions appeared in their eyes, and without warning, Lynn screamed and a burst of fire exploded out of her mouth, and she frantically searched for water while screaming. Lincoln shocked everyone by surviving, and he was a strong. What? Lincoln shocked everyone by surviving it, and he was a strong lover of hot sauce. Oh! Oh! It was eating away at me. I just couldn't, for the life of me, think. Is Lincoln a lover of hot sauce? I'm glad you took this strange and random part in the story to. Stupid. Steam shot out of his ears, and he whistled loudly like a steam whistle. That was great spice, wheezes Lincoln. Winner, Lincoln, announces Laney. We all cheer wildly. Yeah, Lincoln, you are incredible, I say. Way to go, Lincoln, says Marie. Ronnie Ann ran up to him and hugged him. Lincoln, I love you, says Ronnie Ann. Oh, yeah. How do you get the ladies to love you? Spice tolerance. That's why I have so many, 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 many girlfriends, but you'll never hear about them or from them. And don't look into it and drop it. And let's keep reading. Lincoln and Ronnie Ann kissed. I wouldn't kiss him, by the way, because he might have some spice residue on his lips. Whatever. Aw, says everyone. Way to go, big brother, says Lily. Yeah, it's so cool. That was amazing, babe, says Bobby to Lori. Yeah, you said it, Boo Boo Bear, says Lori. That's our little brother, says Bobby. You were amazing, comrade, says Johann in his Russian accent. India accent, I'm not doing that. I agree, Lincoln, says Varia. Way to go, Lincoln, says Liam. Right on, mate, says Tabby. Lincoln is a spicy man, says Haiku. Strange. That's our brother, says Zach. I gave Lincoln some milk. Thanks, JD, says Lincoln, wheezing before drinking the whole jug of milk. That's better, he says in his normal voice. You are one spicy and tough man, Lincoln. Don't call people spicy, says I say. I got to admit, Lincoln, you're one spicy and tough man. Yeah, that's what he just said. You have one tough mouth and stomach, says Woody. In Lincoln's room, Lincoln showed us how he conquered the spiciness of my sauces. Lincoln had an ice cube on her tongue. Lynn, I mean, had an ice cube on her tongue. Lincoln opened up a fridge he had under his desk, and it was chock full of the hottest hot sauces in the world. This is my secret stash of hot sauces. I trained for this. I saw Lynn eating spicy foods and figured that I can beat her for some reason. So I trained my mouth and stomach in secret and built up my spice tolerance and immunity bit by bit. Wow, I'm impressed, I say. Very impressed. You sure have prepared for this, says Vuri. You have some really good hot sauces, Lincoln. I have a confession to make. Follow me, says Laney. Oh, Jesus. We follow Laney, and she opens up a fridge that she has under her desk as well, and in it was a bunch of bottles of hot sauce. You like hot sauce too, Laney? The big reveal! The referee also likes hot sauce. Yep, let me show you something else too, says Laney. Laney takes us to the wall, and she opens a panel that had a hidden keyboard and retina scanner. She punches in a code and scans her eye. Access granted. Welcome back, Laney. Says a computer voice. You did this in somebody else's house, mind you. But whatever. Whatever. Laney takes us to a small wall. No, thank you, says Laney. Great. Yeah, she's such a nice character. She thanks her computer. I mean, maybe I would. I don't know. I don't have too many hidden rooms, accessed only by retina scan and controlled by my AI assistant or whatever. Anyways, the wall opened up and it revealed a huge greenhouse loaded with many different pepper plants. Laney! Right. Wasn't she the art girl? Sure, she's got her plant powers. She's got her plant powers, I know that, but couldn't she have gotten art powers? That'd be cool. That'd be creative. Art powers. Maybe she conjures up a brush and she paints stuff like a tank. Vis-a-vis a la kid with the purple crayon or whatever. Okay. Anywho, you're growing pepper plants. Wow, you have your own greenhouse and you're growing pepper plants? I say. Yep, I make my own hot sauces too, says Laney, for some reason. I don't know why everybody in this fucking family is so obsessed with hot sauce, but whatever. Laney shows us a bottle of hot sauce. This is my latest creation. I call it Venus Fly Pain. Awful name. It's a ghost chili sauce, says Laney. Laney put some on a cracker and she gave it to me. Try some, says Laney. I eat the cracker and steam shoots out of my ears and my face turns red and I sweat. Woo, that is good, Laney. You make really good hot sauce, I say. Wow. Oh, ooh, awesome. Thank you, JD. I'm gonna try and sell them at the grocery stores. Oh, don't bother. Hey, just go sell them in your local fucking school. Apparently those kids are walking around with thousands of dollars in their pockets. If the birdhouse incident is anything to go by, I'm sure some kid will give you a couple $1 billion for a bottle of Venus fly pain. I wouldn't even buy it just off the name. It's a stupid name. At this point, just call it Venus fly trap because that's a straight up better. I mean, it's not very creative, but it's better. Okay. You make really good hot sauce. Thank you, JD. I'm going to try something. I use only peppers and no chemicals. You do realize chemicals make up everything, right? Isn't capsaicin a chemical? Hot sauce with no chemical. So it's just a sauce at that point. Whatever. Should have said no artificial chemicals or whatever. All natural and organic, says Marie. That's right, says Laney. That sounds like a perfect way to. By the way, I don't know anything about, I don't know, chemistry, alchemy, food product production. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, whatever. That sounds like a perfect way for you to make some money. I don't like super spicy food, but I would only sell lemonade. What? I don't like super spicy food, but I would only sell lemonade myself, says Lola. I guess implying that if she were to sell anything, she would sell lemonade. That's all right, Lola. Thank goodness, says Laney. Lynn walks up to Lincoln and steam is coming off her tongue. Lincoln, I'm so proud of you. You love hot sauce and super spicy food as much as I do, says Lynn. Thanks, Lynn, says Lincoln. You're welcome. JD, you make really good hot sauces. No, naturally. But don't ever give me that sauce again, says Lynn. Sorry, Lynn, you wanted a super nuclear hot sauce and you got one. But I'm glad you like my other hot sauces, says I say. I know and thank you, says Lynn. You're welcome, I say. This was one spicy day, Rimshot, says Linka. Linka? Oh, good. Me, Vuri, Eileen, Lincoln, Laney, Eddie, and Luann laughed. It's not really that funny. That's no, yeah, that's not even a joke. I was about to say, I was about to say at least it's a joke, but it's not. It's the back to the his old habits, of simply saying, "Oh, this is blank, blank defeat, spicy defeat, frozen defeat, stupid shit like that." I gotta stop cursing. Man, it's so easy to get mad at this. Me, Eileen, Lincoln, Lady Eddie, and Luann laughed. Ha 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 ha! Good one, Linka. Linka, says Luann. Ha ha ha! That was funny, says Eddie. That was funny, I say. But it just goes to show you that some of us love super spicy food, says Lenny. You could have just fucking said that. Maybe we didn't have to spend a full half hour reading, however long it's taken, reading a chapter about a bunch of people eating spicy food. The end, whatever. No, it's not the end yet. Laney winks at the viewers as this in the screen irised in. The end. Another fan fiction completed. I wanted to do a spicy themed chapter. I love nuclear, hot, spicy food. I think spice is just it's not great. I think spice is. It's good in very small amounts, but people who like very spicy basically just hurts to eat taste bud assassinating levels of spice. I think maybe the only reason they're doing it is because they've done it so long that that's the only way they can taste food. All right, eat some sushi. Eat some sushi. There's plenty of like sushi is a wonderful example of food being kind of spicy, not too spicy, and just really working. Not wasabi. I hate wasabi, but uh, oh my back. There's a lot of good sushi rolls that are just kind of spicy. I don't know. It adds to it. The small amount of spice adds to it, I think. What was I talking about? Another thing fishing completed. I love nuclear hot spicy. I tried the ghost chili and it was so deadly that I nearly died. If only we were so lucky. But I grew to like it over time. Boom. Hey, proof of my interpretation, right? Anyways, I tried all sorts of nuclear hot peppers like the Trinidad Moruga and the Carolina Reaper, and I love them. You build up an immunity to them over time because your brain memorizes the pain from the spice, but they can burn a hole in your stomach and cause ulcers. In other words, what's good for some in brain power can have consequences on your digestive tract. Let me know what you all think. See you next time. Hated it. Chapter 86. Pox is no fun. It starts out with me and Lainey watching TV. Lainey got sick with a cold and I was tasked with watching her while she gets better. You should have been tasked with curing her with your, magical healing abilities, but hey, whatever. I can't believe I'm sick, says Lainey, coughing. I know, Lainey, it is no fun. I've never been sick a day in my life, and I am as healthy as an ox. Whoa! Cool thing to brag about, and also probably not true. Well, whatever. Hey, whatever. JD is so cool. I know. That's true, sneezes Lainey. I hand her a box of tissues and she blows her nose. Thanks, JD, says Lainey. You're welcome. I say. I see something out the window. It was Lincoln, and Lana was with him. Hey, Lincoln's back early, I say. I wonder why, wonders Lainey. I see a shocking sight. Lincoln has ugly red spots all over him. Uh-oh, he's got the chicken pox, I say. Oh, man. I heard it's going around lately, says Lainey, who doesn't have chicken pox. I guess she's just got something different. Figured this was going to be a pox central chapter, and thus, if she's sick with anything, it would probably be chickenpox. Anyways, Lana opened the door and she and Lincoln walked in. Let's get you to bed, big brother, says Lana, who probably shouldn't be this close to somebody who's sick. I don't know how chickenpox is spread. I've never had it. I've probably never had it. I don't think I ever got COVID either, which is good. COVID bad. But I heard that like getting COVID made it harder for you to taste stuff. No, no, no. Null it, dulled down your taste buds or something. And I kind of wanted to see if I could just bite into an bite into an onion like an apple. If I got if I got sick and such a thing happened to me. But oh well, I guess I'll never get to bite into an onion. Well, without potentially throwing up or I don't know, getting grossed out, crying maybe. Is it specifically cutting onions, or can you like bite into an onion enough times that you do start crying because of? I'm asking stupid questions and I'm wasting time. I could be reading. I love reading. Let's get you to bed. Thanks, Lana, says Lincoln. Scratching? Ow, 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 ow. What? Don't scratch it, Lincoln. Okay, so he's scratching his chicken pox. I know it hurts, but you can't scratch it, says Lana. Boy, Lincoln, how did you get chicken pox? I ask. Some kid in Lisa's class had it, and he sneezed on me in the hallway, says Lincoln. Feels like a pretty avoidable. Why in the God's name is there a kid with chicken pox at school? What did it spring up at school? And he was just like, fuck it, I'm going to finish out my day. All right. Hey, I mean, I went to school plenty of times sick because I just was too damn afraid to miss a day because that would put me back so far. So I would go to school even if I was sick and it sucked, yes. But I mean, I mostly did it because, well, it's just an internal thing. It's not like anybody can see me being sick. I mean, maybe I'll sniffle, maybe I'll cough more than I should. But chickenpox is a very visible disease, sickness, illness, whatever, infection, right? I would not go to class, to school, if I had chickenpox because everyone would see. In fact, I think maybe some schools would actively prohibit you from coming to school if you had chickenpox. But whatever. Where was I? Sneeze on me in the hallway. That's gross, isn't it? I got a chickenpox vaccine when I was 12, and I'm immune. I say that's probably why I've never had chickenpox. uh, I walk over to Lincoln. Let's get you into bed, I say. Okay, says Lincoln. Lana, how come you didn't get the chickenpox? I ask. Hey, why doesn't Lincoln have a chickenpox vaccine? Don't even say that he can't afford it. Mister lives in an estate with his $1 billion friend brother thing, whatever you are, fucking weird guy. I got the chickenpox shot when I was 5. So Lana got it, but not Lincoln? That's good. You're immune too, I say. Oh, is that what that does? Oh. Oh. Just rip out my throat. We opened Lincoln's door and it took him in and tucked him into his bed. Lana got the medical stuff and a thermometer scanner. Lana scanned Lincoln. 102 degrees. He has to stay in bed, says Lana. I put gloves. Oh, what the heck? I put gloves to on him to make sure he doesn't scratch. Lincoln, I'm going to put on this sign. I'm going to put up this sign on your door, okay? I say. Lincoln reads the sign. Quarantine. Do not enter. Chickenpox. Okay, JD. This is like some kind of weird thing. You know, considering how JD wants Naruto to call him Big Brother, I wonder if at least partly the reason for the Loud House Revamped existing is because James Knudsen just wants to live out some fantasy as a pseudo older brother. Yeah, everybody, it certainly seems to be popping up more, right? He's the one babysitting everybody. He's the one looking after people who are sick in this chapter. Who knows? I mean, it's 100% so that he can live out his fantasy of being surrounded by winged people. I shouldn't say that because it's obviously they're mostly kids. Not that that would stop him, I bet. Anywho, Lana tucked him in. Okay, JD. If you hear banging, that's me nailing the sign to your door, I say. You don't have to nail it, okay? I mean, fuck, just lean it up against the wall. I'm sure people will see it. But if you're so. Whatever. Sure. Just so tired of it. I'm tired of your shit, JD. Okay. Nailing it to your door. Okay, ow, says Lincoln. I know it hurts, but you can't scratch it, says Lana. This sucks. This sucks. This honestly just feels sad. You know, I'm reading about some sick kid uh who's being taken care of by his family who can only do so much, family and friends, mind you, JD. You are not his brother. I hand Lincoln a remote control. This is a call remote, Lincoln. If you need anything, just press the button and one of us will come, I say. Thanks, JD. Thanks, JD, says Lincoln. You're welcome. I miss thank you, JD. Bring back thank you, JD. The thank you, I don't know, it has more impact than thanks. You're welcome, I say. Me and Lana leave the room and I close the door and nail the sign onto it. There, okay, you better call Lori, Miss Rita, and Mr. Lynn, I say. Why not you, Mr. Oldest person here currently? Maybe? Hell, go tell your parents. I don't know. We go into the living room, and I use the telephone and dial a number. It rings, and someone answers. It was Lori. Hello, asks Lori. Hey, Lori. Sorry to call you during class, but Lincoln has the chicken pox, I say. He does. Hey, wait, yeah. Why did Lincoln get to leave school? Or, okay, either Lincoln got to leave school, he was given the choice to leave school or stay because he had chicken pox. Wait a minute. Okay. Let's just get our story straight here. So either today or at some point in the past, a kid with chickenpox sneezed on Lincoln at school. And now he is home early. They acknowledged that he was home early from what I assume to be school. I mean, Lori's in school currently, in class. So, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and assume that he came home from school early. And and either he was forced to go home because of his chickenpox or he was allowed to. Regardless, did it just pop up suddenly? I don't know. I don't know how chickenpox works. For all I know, it's just an instant. Oh, 1 minute I'm a perfectly normal person with perfectly normal skin, and then the next, boom, red dots everywhere. Okay, whatever. This is hardly the most annoying thing this fan fiction has to offer. Uh, so, Lincoln has chickenpox. He does? Exclaims Lori. Yeah, Lana brought him home, I say. It's good she did. Put Lana on, says Lori. I hand the phone to Lana. Hey, big sis, says Lana. How is Lincoln? She asks, as if, JD couldn't have told her. Some kid in Lisa's class had the chicken pox and sneezed on him, and now Lincoln has it. I brought him home, and me and JD put him in his room, says Lana. Thank you for telling me. We'll be right over, says Lori, hanging up. Is chicken pox fatal? And why doesn't he have the vaccine? Do his parents not love him? Was there like a flashback to JD's parents being anti-vax? Thank you for telling me. We'll be right over, says Lori, hanging up. Lori's on her way, and she's bringing everyone, says Lana. Everyone. Does everyone need to come? Lincoln's already home. He's already been somewhat taken care of. The only people who should come home is at least one of the parents. But hey, you can't have a chapter where JD isn't surrounded by all the cool characters who love him so much. I'm gonna die. I hand the phone. Nope, unskipped. Backtracked. I was thinking some kid in Lisa's. I keep reading the stuff over and over again. Okay, thanks, Lana. I say, Royal Woods High School. Vuri, Lori, Carol, Lenny, Luna, Sam, Gabriella, Jesse, Luann, Starfire, Raven, Terra, Volcana, and Ardent got ready. Mrs. Harrington, I'm sorry, but our little brother has the chicken pox and we have to go and take care of him, says Lori. Oh no, I hope Lincoln gets better, says Mrs. Harrington. Thank you, says Lori. See you later, says Lenny. See you, dude, says Luna. See you guys. I hope Lincoln gets better soon, says Donna. I don't know who Donna is. I know he will, says Donna. I mean, I know he will, Donna, says Lori. See you, babe, says Bobby. Bye, Boo Boo Bear, says Lori. I hope friend Lincoln is okay, says Starfire. Why is Starfire in school? He's a friggin' superhero. Um, he is Star. It's a chickenpox. It's caused by a a virus that makes you itchy and weak. So you're telling me the only chance that we'll have at killing a member of Team Loud Phoenix Storms is to give them chickenpox so that they're weakened. We'll do that thing that I think colonizers did, where they gave Native Americans blankets with chickenpox on them. That would be an amazing. That's a great idea. There's my fan fiction idea. My team called Team Super Friends. That's what it'll be called. Team Super Friends hands chickenpox laden blankets to Team Loud Phoenix Storm. Then a fight ensues, and then I become the new main protagonist. Oh, did I say antagonist? The main protagonist of the Loud House Revamped, and I make things worse because I'm smart enough. I have the brain power to actively make things worse. You know? Could I though? I don't know, man. I it James is such a force to be reckoned with that I don't even know if I can actively be worse than he is. You know, I don't think I could possibly think to blow up Quahog and then keep Peter and Lois Griffin as my hostages who I torture periodically, regularly. You know, I couldn't think of that. I wouldn't think of that. That's insane. So yeah, sorry, I wouldn't be a better antagonist. Yeah, that's the redemption. Lincoln gets replaced with a slightly less evil person, and things get better, but are still awful. What am I talking about? I'm wasting time. Where was I? Bye, Boo Boo Bear. It is not a pleasant thing, says Tara. I've seen it. I've seen it, and it is not pretty. You itch like crazy, and it drives you nuts, says Vari. Yeah, it is very painful and unbearable. I've never been sick in my says Argent. I've never been sick in my life, but I heard that chickenpox is not pleasant and fun at all, says Volcana. Isn't Lisa trying to cure it? Asks Jesse. She's trying to, but I don't think. No, I don't know all the science stuff like she does, says Gabriella. This is a sickening sight, says the Wan, whose joke would have made sense if she was just fucking there. All you needed to do, Luann, is fucking wait for it. You know, wait to get to Lincoln's room, see that he's sick, and then boom! It's right there, a sickening sight. Boom! All you had to do. And it would have been a joke. But right now, it's not a joke. Because you're not looking at anything that would make sense for you to fucking say that. Unless you're looking at the kid that coughed on JD. But we don't. Hey, I'm not going to give you that. All right, I make too many excuses for you, James. Chickenpox is not a pleasant thing. I hope Lincoln is all right, though. I've had it too. It was not a good thing, says Carol. So what I'm getting out of this little conversation is that chickenpox is bad. It makes you itchy and weak, and it's not a good thing. Okay. Maybe we'll hear somebody else say that it's not a good thing. At the dentist office, Rita was helping Dr. Feinstein with a patient when the phone rang. Can you get that for me, Rita? Asks Dr. Feinstein. Sure, says Rita, going to answer the phone. Hello? She asks. Hello, Miss Rita. I'm sorry to bother you while in the middle of cleaning the pearly whites. Ha ha ha. That's weird. Ha ha. That's weird, James. Ha ha, JD. That's not a weird thing. That's not a cool thing to say. Ha 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 ha. That's okay, JD, says Rita. Anyway, Lincoln has caught the chicken pox, and Alana brought him home. Some kid in Lisa's class had it and sees on him, and Lincoln has it now. I say, oh, thank you for telling me. I'll call in and tell him and we'll be on our way, says Rita. I'm so pissed at how inconveniently nice everybody's being. Oh yeah, I'm gonna drop everything so that I could come help the 50 other people take care of the one sick guy who's already in the care of people currently. I'm gonna drop it all. Fuck it. Alternate universe where Rita is in the middle of heart surgery. And she's like, oh, she gets a, oh, sorry, my son is sick. She just kind of drops her scalpel, lands on the patient's heart, dies on the spot. But hey, she's already out the door. She's gonna go save her son. He's sick, and he's only got the world's most powerful and rich person in the world, just sitting right there, ready to heal him at any moment. Because guaranteed, he's not gonna die. How could he? How could he? Genuinely, how could he? JD has proven he can just bring people back to life. So fuck it, who cares anymore? Oh my god! Never, never, never bring healing magic or resurrection powers into your fanfic when you intend to do chapters about people being sick. It's stupid, JD. And if I had any, if I had any inkling of an idea of your whereabouts, I wouldn't. I don't know who. Don't want to say anything I'll regret. I don't want to ruin my life over the goddamn. Well, it's too late, isn't it? But look, maybe, hell, maybe if somehow this series gets this channel to 1 million subscribers, maybe then I'll have some amount of influence. And then I can somehow find a way to contact James Knutson and convince him to revamp the Loud House Revamped and slowly, chapter by chapter, make it better. Fix his mistakes, That's the dream, okay? Because at this point, it would kill me. It would kill me if in a good way, I should say. It would make me extremely happy to the point of near death. Yeah, that's a more concrete way of putting it. But it would make me so happy if just suddenly it got better and it got good and I enjoyed reading it and I didn't want to stop right now. Okay, but I don't think that's going to happen. Um, I should keep reading though. I should definitely just keep reading. That takes my mind off reading. Is reading. Thanks, JD. I mean, wait. Sorry, it's second nature for me to just sit down, not know where I left off, and just say, "Oh fuck it." Thanks, JD. Thank you, JD. You're so cool, JD. Um. uh, Thank you for telling me. I'll call. Okay, Lincoln is in his room and it's quarantined. I say, thank you, JD. Oh fuck, there's one. Thank you, JD. Thank you, JD, says Rita. You're welcome, Miss Rita. Bye. I hang up. 30 minutes later, Vanzilla 2.0 pulled up and Starfire Raven, who can fly, Terra Argent, and Volcana flew in and everyone went into. Okay. So they didn't get out of the Vanzilla. Okay. So Lincoln got sick with the chickenpox, asks Lynn Sr. to me. Yeah, he's in his room resting, I say. Thanks for telling us. I'll go start an oatmeal bath for him, says Lori. Are you going to cook him? Asks Lenny. No, Lenny, oatmeal baths soothe the itching in chickenpox, says Vuri. Look, sorry, but I'm not going to. I don't care how bad my chickenpox is. I'm not getting in a bath of oatmeal. That's disgusting. And probably give me horrible acne. Backney. Bodney? Who cares? No, Lenny, blah, 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 itching and chickenpox. Yeah, they are very soothing. Plus, you'll need this, I say. I pull out a remote control and pressed a green button on it. A hidden closet opens up, and it had hazmat suits for everyone. I'm sorry, are your parents doomsday preppers? Why the fuck do you have that, man? Okay. Good thinking, says Rita, walking over to Lainey. How are you feeling, sweetie? She asks. Still stuffy, says Lainey. I know, but it's just a cold, says Rita. Why does she even have a is that gonna somehow affect the story? Who cares? Since Lincoln has the chicken pox and I can't go into our room, but can I bunk with one of you guys until he gets better? Asks Linka. That's a good idea, Linka, but we'll have to take a vote. Oh man, the vote failed. You got to go back into the quarantine room. Who cares if you die? You're just a fake Lincoln from an alternate universe. We've got the real Lincoln, and we like him much more. Anyways, we should take a vote. Linka can say with me, she likes my jungle gym, says Lana. Thanks, Lana, says Linka. That's not even how a vote works, by the way. Who cares? Usually we would argue, but taking care of Lincoln is more important, says Lori. Who the fuck would argue? Oh, please, 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 stay in my room. You know, the Louds, who are well known for having to double up on roommates because their house was never big enough for all of their kids. They just love having more people in their rooms. I mean, granted, now they've got bigger rooms. They still, bunk together for some reason. Whatever. Unimportant. Lincoln can stay with me. Lincoln is more important. Yeah, that's right. He is our big brother, says Lula. Correct. Viral varicella, street name chickenpox, is a highly contagious illness, so we have to be careful. So we have to make sure that we don't spread it throughout the rest of us. I'm immune because I got the chickenpox vaccine, I say. Me too, says Lana. I'm immune too. I got the shot when I was 12, says Lynn. I have a powerful immune system that renders me immune to all diseases of humans, says Vuri. Damn. Wait, what about mermaid pox? Wow, that is powerful, I say. Is it? So cool. Starfire, friend Raven. Have you ever gotten sick? Asks Raven. I have not. I'm actually half demon, and the only diseases that get me sick are the ones from the netherworld, says Raven. That's cool, says Tara. That is neat, says Argent. Over the course of 7 days, we all took turns watching over Lincoln and taking care of him. And take care of him. The oatmeal baths really help out. In the additions of aromatherapy oils added some good sense. Yes, cure him with essential oils. Added some good sense and relaxing healing and soothing properties. On a Sunday morning, Lincoln woke up and he looked in the mirror and he saw that he was clear. I'm all better. I'm cured, says Lincoln. Did they take an entire week off of school and work so that 50 fucking people combined can take care of one goddamn kill me? Where was I? Lincoln walks out of his room and is happy. He walks down to the kitchen and joins everyone for breakfast. Hey guys, says Lincoln. Lincoln slash Linky, I guess is what some of the older siblings would call him. I guess. Glad you're feeling better, buddy, I say. Thanks to all of you. I feel like $1,000,000, says Lincoln. That's great, says Vuri. So great. We're glad you're okay, brother, says Lucy. Same here. Chickenpox is not fun. Good. I almost forgot that chickenpox is not fun. I'm also pretty sure I've forgotten, but is chickenpox also not good? What was the exact wording? It's not a pleasant thing. It's not pleasant. It's not pleasant. That's what it is. It's not pleasant. Almost forgot that it's not pleasant and it's definitely not fun. By the way, Lisa, who was it that sneezed on Lincoln? Asks Eileen. It was my friend in unit, Cheryl Henderson. She is the younger sister of Chandler Henderson. Isn't Chandler that kid you guys killed? I've seen her before. She's the exact opposite of her brother, but thank goodness. So I say, and she's one of my best friends. I may be 7 years old and look like a 10-year-old girl. Right, because of the fucking Dragon Ball training thing. But she treats me like a big sister, and she had a very strong dislike towards her brother for the way he was, says Eleni. Wouldn't. Why did you have to bring up the fact that you're 7 years old but look 10 years old? What did that have to do with anything? As far as I can tell, 7 years old is still older than her because she's friends with Lisa, who is younger than you. Unimportant, I don't blame her. Chandler was a monster and a terrorist, and he deserved to die. And I hope he is suffering that like goddamn piece of shit, I don't know, 4 year old, however old he was. Oh man, I think it was an accident and she didn't mean to get me sick. Of course not. That or she's fooled you guys. And she's going to sneeze on every one of you until you guys all die of chickenpox. Yeah, says Vuri. She is 6 years old and is very smart, like Matilda and Lanny, says Lisa. I believe it, but once you get chickenpox, you can never get it again. I say, affirmative. It's a once in your life disease, says Lisa. Well, that's a relief, says Lincoln. His phone beeps and Lincoln looks at it. It's a text from Ronnie Ann. She wants to meet me at the arcade. Have fun, Lincoln. I'm glad you're okay, buddy. I say, me too, says Laney. We all agree. Thanks, guys, says Lincoln. The end. Another favorite completed. Yay! I got the idea for this one from Harburton81's fanfiction, A Pox Among Us. Among Us, which is the sequel to Two Boys and a Baby. It is whatever. I got the inspiration for it from that. Thanks for that, man. Thanks for that, man. Trust me, guys. I may have never had chickenpox, but I heard it's not very pleasant, and it's not fun either. I did get the chickenpox vaccine back when I was 12, and it was a painful poke. Anyway, let me know what you all think. See you next time. I hated it. 87, chapter 87, a Jemmy idea. It starts out at the Nuts and Loud Anderson estate, and Lynn Sr. opens the door. Come on, girls, it's time for take your daughter to work day, says Lynn Sr. cheerfully. A Jemmy idea. What could this possibly be about? I don't suppose it's to do with the crystal gems. All his daughters and Sailor Saturn stampede downstairs. Okay. Sailor Saturn? I don't want to assume anything since I haven't seen the Sailor Moon series. But, well, why is Sailor Saturn, who I am so sure isn't one of his daughters, going to take your daughter to work day with Lynn Sr.? Please leave your answers in the comments below or in the Discord. Oh my God. Link in the description. Link in the. I shouldn't have covered my mouth when I said that. Link in the description. I am sitting on the couch with Vuri. I mean, hold on. Yay, go all the girls. I am sitting on the couch with Vuri. Have a fun time, girls, I say. How is JD going to insert himself into this one? Is he just gonna fucking like tag along? Lincoln strolls by elegantly, wearing his lavish girly outfit. As another one of your daughters, I too cannot wait for this day, says Lincoln. I snicker quietly. Oh, hold on. Are you laughing at the way that Lincoln looks? That's the weird. That's like a weird, harmless bit of you know poking fun at. I don't know that like you would expect from a normal relationship. One of my siblings looks weird. I'm gonna snicker. I'm gonna laugh at them. I mean, it doesn't. It's not like I'm gonna full on uh, bully and berate them. No, but I'm certainly not gonna be all like, "Oh, it's okay. You look fine." And I'm not gonna whip out my secret magic powers that make them look better. It's not just none of that fakey, stupid bull. I was almost gonna say bullshit, but I just said bullshit. Oh man, this is doing something to me. Lynn Sr. traps Lincoln with his hand as Lincoln is about to exit the doorway. You mean stops him? Whatever. Hold it right there, says Lynn Sr. What's wrong, Daddy? Says Lincoln. That's a little nice try, Lincoln, but it's take your daughter to work day, says Lynn Sr. Lincoln takes off his wig, disappointed. Come on, Dad. Every year they get to go to you with work and have an awesome time, and I get stuck at home. Yep. Oh, my multi-million-dollar mansion with like it didn't way back when, didn't they imply that Lincoln had some kind of arcade built into his room? Whatever. Sorry, pal. Besides, my office isn't that awesome, says Lynn Sr. Hurry, Pops. I don't want to miss the donut cannon, says Luna, eagerly excited. Donut cannon? That sounds awesome, I say. It is, says Lynn Sr., just as excited. I'll bring you back a jelly-filled, he says, heading to the car. The girls cheer and the van heads off for the office. I could go for a jelly-filled donut. Ooh, I'm so hungry. I wish we could go. The girls always have a fun time, says Vuri. From what I've heard, they always have a fun time on Take Your Daughters to Work Day. I guess it's Take Your Daughter. They do, says Rita to Lincoln. It's not fair that you should have to miss out on Take Your Daughter to Work Day, says Rita. Really? Asks Lincoln, putting his wig back on and applying lipstick. Yep, so I'm officially making today take your son to work day. You're coming with me, says Rita. Wait, to the dentist's office? I don't know, Mom, says Lincoln. Hey, come on. I know it's not as exciting as Dad's office, but you're Lincoln Loud. You can make anything fun, says Rita. Even the Holocaust? I shouldn't. I shouldn't. Maybe, maybe I should think before I speak. Now I have to decide whether or not to leave that in. We'll flip a coin. Hey, come on! You can make anything fun. Come on, Lincoln. This will be really fun. Can we come too? I ask. Of course, says Rita. Why not? Random boy. I guess you're not random, but still, I don't know why. Whatever. I can't. I feel like I've been beaten. I can't bring myself to get mad at every little thing anymore. Probably for the best, save time and all that. But this fan fiction has drained me. I'm a husk. I'm all skin and bones. But at least I've met my goal weight. Anywho. Of course, says Rita. Great, says Vuri. Well, I guess that's true. Okay, I'm in, says Lincoln, going off in his lavish girly disguise. Wait, Lincoln, you better go change first, I say. Yeah, good idea, says Lincoln. Lincoln runs back in to change. The dentist office. Some patients have had some really bad dental work. Dr. Feinstein's patient, Tara, comes out having a really bad toothache taken out. Okay, Tara, the pain will go away in a few days. In the meantime, here's a lollipop, says Dr. Feinstein, giving Tara a lollipop and turns to his assistant, Lincoln's mother. Good morning, Rita. Good morning, Dr. Feinstein. You remember my son, Lincoln? She asks. Sure I do, he answers. Hello, doctor, I say. Hello, J.D., Vuri. All right, All right, Lincoln. Hello, J.D., Vuri. All right, Lincoln, let's see how those permanent teeth are coming in. He says, open. He pulls Lincoln's nose and opens his mouth. Sees some some plaque. Not opaque. Some plaque building up. Have you been flossing? Uh-huh. Every night, says Lincoln. Sure you have, says Dr. Feinstein, disbelieving, as he goes back into his office. A vacant office. Okay, guys, while I'm working, you can hang out in here and read comics, says Rita, handing Lincoln some dental comics. Okay. You know what? I want to know what those look like. Hey, if Captain Underpants can be a comic book character, how about Dr. Dental Dude? We'll workshop the name. Lincoln looks excited and then disappointed. Teddy Toothbrush. Okay, Teddy Toothbrush ain't bad. Versus the evil Ninja Vitus. Dentist comics. Cool, I say. My favorite issue is number 4, Fattest Gums in the West. Ew. Imitates whip motion and noise. Whoopsh, I guess. Neat, says Vuri, who of course likes this, because JD and Vuri are a bunch of fucking sponges who take in every little thing that anybody likes and likes it as well. If I went up, right, and I guess I need a friend to do this with. Would I? Whatever. I can go up, right? Yeah, it doesn't need to have. It just has to be something that somebody else likes. Let's say Lincoln likes uh friggin' cotton candy. Why not? And then I come out of nowhere and I'm like, well, I like not liking cotton candy. And then JD, she short circuits, explodes because he can't possibly like both of those things because liking one of them actively forces him to dislike the other one. And he couldn't possibly have an opinion that disagrees with one of his best friends, could he? Could he? Oh, right. Neat. Can't I hang out with you while you work? Asks Lincoln. Enter Dr. Feinstein. Is it because it's Einstein, right? So I keep thinking that maybe I'm saying it wrong, but I mean it's Einstein and Frankenstein also maybe some combination. Is that what it is? A combination of Frankenstein and Einstein? Whatever. Rita, I have an abscess that needs to be drained. Bring a bucket, says Dr. Feinstein. Ooh, those are painful, I say. Actually, actually, I'm good here, says Lincoln, gagging a little. Rita is writing something. Be right there, doctor, she says, leaving. Okay, I can make this fun, says Lincoln. The blue Danube waltz. The Blue Danube Waltz by Johann Strauss II plays as Lincoln lifts himself up in a patient's chair, pretending to be an astronaut in space. This is Captain Loud to ground control, making a radio hiss. Yeah, that's what it is. I can see Uranus from here. And boy, is it gassy. Funniest thing I've read in fucking chapters, man. Genuinely. Because James Knudsen can't make a joke for the life of him. Me, wait, hiding. This is ground control. Roger that, Captain Loud. We copy. I say, hiding behind the counter and making radio hiss sound. Of course, JD couldn't possibly think of another way to continue the joke or something. He doesn't even acknowledge it as funny. I don't think he understands what humor is. All right, granted, this is kind of potty humor, sure, but it's still a little goofy. All right, I can acknowledge that it's a tad bit silly, goofy, funny fun. Whatever. This is one small step for man, one giant leap for. He notices something. Lana? It turns out his father's office is across the street from the dentist office. Lana and Lynn are spinning around in office chairs and laughing. Gabriella, Carol, Tabby, Lily, and Luna have 5 donut cannons and are firing donuts everywhere. Question. Not like none of those girls are like actually his daughters except 2 of them? 3 maybe? I guess if he adopted, sure. But at that point, why not take all the girls in the house? Take Starfire, fuck it. Yeah! Cheers, Luna. Say hello to my little sweet friend, says Lily, imitating Scarface. Dad's office is across the street? No fair. I can't compete with that, says Lincoln. Man, it sure is. It sure is? That's just a short run from here, I say. Man, it sure is. It sure is just across the street. I mean, yeah. I don't know. It's just a weird way to acknowledge some like a fixed amount of something, a fixed distance, whatever. Yeah, says Marie, the supply room. Let me show you one of the other neat things we've got here, says Rita, opening up a cabinet. We call it Dr. Feinstein's Cabinet of Fun. That's a lot of stuff, says Marie. Oh, dental supplies, says Lincoln, disappointed. Enter Dr. Feinstein. Rita, we have a couple of teens with their braces stuck together, says Dr. Feinstein. They must have been kissing. Anyways, ooh, that's not fun, I say. Be right there, doctor, says Rita, writing something down and leaving. Okay, what have we got here? Dental floss, surgical mask, gloves? I think I can work with this, says Lincoln. The room is now set up like a jewel heist, with the floss acting as a laser security system. Okay, but that's actually really fucking cool. Langley, this is Agent Loud. I've got eyes on the president's tooth, says Lincoln. Roger that, Agent Loud. We have visual, says Varee. Security's tight, but tell POTUS I'm bringing that molar home, says Lincoln, sneaking past the floss lasers and grabbing the novelty tooth. Just another routine job for Agent. He sees the girls. Oh, for crying out loud, he says. The girls and their father are all having a suction cup dart fight. Luna goes in for a side shot. Lenny has hers pointed at herself, and Lisa changes it so that she is firing correctly. Oh, right. Anastasia is firing at Lynn Sr. while swinging on a rope from the ceiling. Laney is hiding behind the cubicle walls, and a coworker is helping her fire at Lynn Sr. He sneaks past the crossfire. Ha! You missed me! Says Lynn Sr. Lincoln trips over the floss, and the supplies from the cabinet of fun fall on top of him. Dang it, says Lincoln. Security breach. The break room. The fun isn't over yet. Let me introduce you to all of our office mascots, says Rita, walking Lincoln over to the fish tank. Whoa, what is it? A piranha? A barracuda? A great white? Asks Lincoln. A guppy swims by, thus disappointing Lincoln further. Not exactly. We call him Fisher. Hilarious. Says Rita. A little goldfish. He sure is cute, I say. Enter Dr. Feinstein. Rita, I need you, says Dr. Feinstein, his hands covered in caramel. We got a caramel apple emergency. Ooh, sticky, says Varee. So glad you're here. So glad both of you are here. Rita, write something down. I'll be back, Lincoln. Do me a favor and feed Fisher, she says, handing Lincoln fish food. You got it, says Lincoln, pretending to be an Australian. Oh, you got it, says Lincoln, pretending to be an Australian wildlife explorer with a Fox accent. Crikey, it's a rare Patagonian dental fish. These babies are known to be fierce predators. I better be careful. I better be extra careful feeding them, or it's bye-bye Pinky. Righto, mate. Proceed with extreme caution, as I say in an Australian accent. Whoops, that's a few too many shrimps on the barbie. Kill me. Just kill me for this little guy, says Lincoln, adding in fish food, but drops too much. He tries to get it out. Fisher. What? Fisher. I got him, says Vuri, grabbing Fisher and putting him back in. But did Fisher fall out? Whatever. Fisher slips out of the tank and through a trunk. And through a trunk. What? What trunk? Lincoln looks for him and Fisher flails into his pants. Lincoln shakes Fisher out and the guppy flies off the wall and back into the tank, which Lincoln seals up. I guess it's JD, Nutson, Vuri Nutson, and Lincoln Loud. One little fishy, Zip, sees something in his father's office. What? Line? Zip line. What am I reading? So I guess it's JD Nutson, Vuri Nutson, and Lincoln Loud. One little fishy, and then another colon where he says zip, but he gets cut off saying his father's office line. Because I assume that there's a zip line in the father's office. But what was he going to say if he hadn't seen the, whatever. Lucy, Lily, Penny, Matilda, Sailor Saturn, Riley, and Lenny are zipping on a zip line over the cubicles while the co-workers are annoyed by their antics. Whee, says Lucy. Woohoo, says Sailor Saturn. Why do I even try? This place will never be as fun as Dad, says Lincoln, sighing. No, but I have an idea. Oh, kill me. I pull out a scroll and unseal some laser tag blasters. Let's have some fun with these, I say. Naturally. I see what you're going to do. We're going over there and have fun. What? I see what you're going to do. We're going over there and have fun with them. What? Then why? You don't need the laser blasters. Just go there and have fun with them. Whatever. You hit the nail right on the head. First, we got to tell Miss Rita. I say, enter Rita. We're going to be another half hour or so, guys. There was more caramel than we thought, she says, getting her glove stuck on the way to the way, getting her glove stuck to the way, to, what the fuck is the way? Gets her glove stuck to the way on her hand gesture. Whatever. Think you can keep yourselves amused? She asks, sure, Miss Rita. We're going to go over to Mr. Lynn's office and have some fun with the girls. Oh, I get it. It's payback for not letting Lynn take Lincoln on Take Your Daughter to Work Day, says the Rita, slyly. This is just awesome, dude. I spend my time. Okay. Bingo! We're going to have laser tag fun fest, says Vuri. I see. Go get 'em. Just be sure you're back by 5, says Rita. With pleasure, and we will, I say. It was 11:25, and I set my watch for 4:30 p.m. Let's roll, I say. We exit the building and fly across the street below the view of the window of Lynn Sr.'s office and land on the sidewalk. We see an unexpected surprise. It was Bobby, Eddie, and Ronnie Ann. Hey, Bobby. Ronnie Ann. Eddie, I say. JD, amigo, what's up? Asks Bobby. Hey, Lamo, says Ronnie Ann. Hey, Ronnie Ann, says Lincoln. J-Train. Nothing stopped the J-Train. J-Train, what's happening? Says Eddie. Asks Eddie. Why are they here? Never mind. We were just heading over to Mr. Lynn's office for a laser tag payback time for Lincoln not going on Take Your Daughter to Work Day. Yeah, wow, Lynn Sr. deserves this for, not taking his son on Take Your Daughter to Work Day. What an awful dad. And thank God all of these random goddamn characters are here. Couldn't possibly imagine a chapter without more people who just absolutely love JD. Why does my throat hurt so much? I can't read under these conditions! And there's so much more chapter to go. Okay, I love laser tag, says Ronnie Ann. That's cool. I work at that arcade behind you, says Bobby. Cool fact. We look behind us and see an arcade. That is really coincidental, says Vuri. It is. Is it your day off? I ask. It sure is. Then, okay. So, at first, you kind of made a plausible reason for why Bobby would be there. Oh, because he works at an arcade that's right near his dad's office. and then you instantly fucking screw it up by saying that it's his day off. You're an idiot, dude, James. Unless he comes to the arcade on his day off as like a so that he can play at the arcade rather than work. In which case, just say, yeah, I was playing at that arcade over there, but then I stopped and now I'm here or whatever. Say that instead. Otherwise, he still has no reason to be here. Whatever. That is really cool. Shows Bobby now has so much free time because he doesn't text Lori too much after work. Says Ronnie Ann. That's okay. Just gonna move right past that. That's cool, says Marie. Yeah, you want to come with us, guys? Asks Lincoln. I would like that, Lamo, says Ronnie Ann. If Luann is there, then it would be perfect. I bought a jawbreaker for her at the candy store at the mall, and I wanted to give it to her, says Eddie. She'll love it. Let's go, I say. We go inside the building and take the elevator to the second floor. This is going to be good, I say. The elevator opened up, and we go to the door and see the girls and Lynn Senior having fun. Ready? 1, 2, 3. We open the door and stand ready. It's showtime, says I say, imitating Arnold. I don't know any. It's showtime, says I say, imitating Arnold Schwarzenegger. Laser tag style, says Marie. Hey, babe, says Bobby. Bobby Boo Boo Bear, says Lori. Hey, Eddie, says Luann. Hey, Luann. Hey, you know how you had this whole surprise attack thing kind of going? That really falls apart when everybody stops to say hi, hello, hey, how are you? How's life treating you? It fucking. By the way, how does this do anything? It's a laser tag. I mean, the laser guns, unless they're actually laser guns that you can hurt people with, all you're going to do is shoot red lights at people that don't hurt. I mean, unless you're going to go for the eyes. All right. In an actual laser tag setting, typically, people have vests on, and you don't want your vest to be shot. And that's why you don't want to be shot with a laser gun. But in outside of a laser tag building, it's just a light gun that shoots light. I mean, sure, you could pretend that being shot with it uh, affects you in some way, but another thing is that when you get shot by a laser tag in an actual laser tag place, it makes a sound, doesn't it? It makes a little beep. I don't know, something. And that's how you know you actually get shot, because believe it or not, laser tags don't hurt when you actually get hit by them. So the only way you know is if it makes a loud ass beeping noise whenever you get shot. Kill me. Hey, Eddie, says Luann. Hey, Luann, you got you a present, says Eddie, taking the jawbreaker the size of a basketball and throws it to her, and she catches it. Oh, wow, these jawbreakers are huge. Thank you, says Luann. You're welcome, my angel of comedy, says Eddie. Yeah, that's awesome. Lincoln, says Laney, running over and hugging him. It's never fun without you, big brother, says Laney. Oh my God, it's so good. It's such a good fan fiction. Oh my God. Can't even. Oh yeah, God forbid anything bad happen to the characters that JD really likes. Right? JD's okay with certain characters being, I don't know, maybe the butt of a joke at least a little bit, maybe getting a little hurt here and there. But God forbid, I don't know, a character like Laney be on the receiving end of JD's wrath, even if it's just a laser tag gun. I don't know what it is. I'm pretty sure it's just a laser gun, so I'm calling it a laser gun. For all I know, it's going to melt half of the people's face off and kill them. Anyways, it's just, it just drives me up the wall. It's like, don't be afraid for something mildly upsetting like being shot at by a laser tag gun. Yeah, it's laser tag style. Rui says that. Whatever. Where was I? I know, Laney. You can be on my team, says Lincoln, handing her a laser tag blaster. Thanks, Lincoln. Let's get them, says Laney. Let's attack, I say. We fire our lasers. What are you even doing? Yeah, I gotta get revenge on the girls for, having fun. It's not like they had fun and didn't invite you. They couldn't, because it's, unless I've forgotten, bring your daughter to work day. Whatever. Let's attack. We fire our lasers, and the girls are dodging the beams and laughing with so much fun and joy. Me and Vree are using old ambush style tactics. Yeah, like in Nam, because for some reason you have to. Whatever. And hiding behind the cubicle walls and getting the drop on Lori, Lenny, Luna, Gabriella, Lynn, Shannon, Linka, and Penny. Eddie was having trouble getting a clear shot on Lana and Lola. I can't get a clear shot, says Eddie. Here, Eddie, says Laney, spinning her new Magisword bracelet and pulling out a Magisword. Batwing Magisword, says an announcer. This Magisword looked like a Batwing. Oh, and Laney fired a huge beam of light at Eddie, and he sprouted bat wings. Is this permanent? Oh, God. At least it's not angel wings. What the? Says Eddie, seeing the wings. I have bat wings? He exclaims. Eddie, you look incredible with bat wings, says the Wan. I kinda do, don't I? This reminds me of that time we were playing Truth or Dare, and Ed dared me to do a stupid dare by having me sprout the wings of a bat and stomp like a zombie while whistling row, row, row your boat to a car wash. You sprouted the wings of a bat? For the dare? You defied genetic. You just sprouted. Whatever. Luann laughs. Ha! This is a crazy. That is a crazy, very crazy dare. She says. Yeah, but I see what Laney wants me to do, says Eddie. Eddie flew above the cubicles and did a flanking maneuver by firing lasers at the girl from above. Oh, kill me! All right, Eddie, says Luann. Are you into magic swords now, Laney? Asks Luann to Laney. Yeah, Lana got me into it, says Laney. I can tell, says Luann. Eddie lands back down by Luann. Bats all for them, says Eddie. Rimshaw laughs. At least he's making puns now. Ha ha ha, good one, Eddie. You were bat-tastic. Okay. I get it, she asks. Asks Luann. I get it. Thank you for the wings, lady. Says Eddie. You're welcome, Eddie. Those wings are permanent, though. Sorry. Oh, hey, sorry. Sorry, I just accidentally permanently gave you fucking. Not accidentally. Sorry, I just permanently, without your permission, gave you bat wings. Obviously, he's gonna love them. He's gonna be like, oh, that's fine. I'm fine with that. But, like, most people, even if it is something cool like bat wings, don't want their bodies to be permanently fucking altered like that with no. Just on a whim. Yeah, gotta win my office, my cubicle office laser tag fight with a bunch of fucking just so dumb. They're permanent now, but you can sprout them and hide them at will. Then they're not really permanent, are they? Permanent means that they're there always, but if you can just casually I mean, they definitely exist permanently. Whatever. Mountains out of molehills. Cool, says Eddie. Eddie hid the wings and continued firing with the wind. Me, Lily, and Lynn Sr. were firing at Lori and Bobby. Take this, Bobby, I say, firing a laser beam, and it misses Bobby. Nice try, amigo, says Bobby, firing 2 shots at JD. I got this, says Lily, spreading her wings and flying over them and fires shots at Bobby and Lori. Nice flanking maneuver, Lily. I don't think you know what a flank is. All right? If, like, she flew, like, around them and then struck them from behind, but going over them, that's more bombardment. Artillery, maybe. I don't know. Whatever. Is this just what the rest of the chapter is? One long, drawn out laser tag fight? Nice flanking maneuver, Lily. I say. All right, Lily, says Lynn Sr. So, JD, what made you want to bring Lincoln, Bobby, Ronnie, Ann, and Eddie here? If, like, it's okay that they're there now, why didn't you just bring them in the first place? Because clearly you aren't, like, all mad that they're here. They're just part of the fun now. So why didn't you just let them come in the first place? Let's not think about it. Let's keep reading because I love reading this. I love reading this fanfic. What made you bring Lincoln, Bobby, Ronnie Ann, and Eddie here? Asks Lynn Sr. to me. Lincoln was getting bored over at the dentist, and we saw how much fun you guys were having, so we decided to bring some fun over here as I get cut off. As payback for not taking Lincoln on Take Your Daughter to Work Day, asks Lynn Sr. You hit the nail right on the head, Mr. Lynn, I say, firing at Ronnie Ann. We've used that term twice now. Oh, man. Son, I'm sorry. I couldn't take you with me. I wanted to, but I couldn't, he says to Lincoln. Of course, but like, why couldn't you? All right? Because clearly it doesn't seem to be at all an issue that he's here now. Unless you're going to be fired after this and you're just like taking it all in stride. Dude, I'm so thirsty right now, but I'm kind of close to finishing. I can make it. Okay, whatever. I wanted to take you with me, but I couldn't, says the Lynn Sr. to Lincoln. That's all right, Dad. Mom made today take your son to work day at the dentist, says Lincoln. We saw your office across the street from the dentist and it made the trip with Miss Rita boring. We ran into Bobby, Ronnie Ann, and Eddie on our way here. Yep, across the street we found 3 people who also live with us and really probably shouldn't even be here, but whatever. That's cool. I guess I don't think Eddie lives with them actually. Whatever. That's cool. We all made this day so much you all made this day so much more fun, says Lynn Sr. Happy to provide, Mr. Lynn, I say, firing at Lori. We're gonna get you guys, says Lincoln, firing at Bobby. Not today, buddy, says I say, firing at Lincoln. Lily landed by me and Lynn Sr. I'm going after Lola and Lana, says Lily. Okay, be careful, Lily, I say. I will, I will. Linka, come with me, says Lily. You got it, Lily, says Linka. Linka spread her wings and she and Lily flew over the cubicles for an aerial attack. That's what it is. Not a flank, it's an aerial attack. Back at the dentist's office, Rita and Dr. Feinstein were watching the laser tag war. Small lights were flickering in the windows of Lynn Sr.'s office. They sure are having a lot of fun over there, says Rita. They sure are. You know what, Rita? How about you go over there and have some fun too? I'll take over for your shift today, says Dr. Feinstein. Thank you, Doctor, says Rita, gracious. You're welcome. Go kick some butt, says Dr. Feinstein. It might be Feinstein, actually, not Feinstein. I don't know. I like Feinstein better. I will, says Rita. Rita dons a commando-style uniform and she had a laser tag blaster of her own. Where did she get it? Who the fuck knows? Maybe it was hidden in the closet of fun or whatever. It's time to kick some butt, says Rita. Rita ran over there and got to the entrance of the office building. The battle was intense as Lily and Linka flew over where Lana and Lola were and fired from above. Hey, Princess and Dirt Pool. Weird. Up here, says Linka. Lily and Linka fired multiple lasers and Lola and Lana hid under a worker's desk. Sorry, sir, says Lana to the worker. That's all right. You guys are all having a lot of fun. Go get them, says the worker. Okay, whatever. With pleasure, says Lola. Say your prayers, Linka and Lily, says Lola to Linka and Lily. Wouldn't you believe it? Lana and Lola roared and spread their wings and flew after them. They are on our tails, says Linka. Marie spread her wings and flew after Lana and Lola. I'm on them, Linka. Hold on, says Marie. What is happening? I'm on them, Linka. Hold on. Vuri fires her laser and Lana and Lola went down. Thanks, Vuri, says Linka. This is so much fun, sis, says Lana. Yeah, says Lola. Back with me and Lynn Sr. This is like fighting in a science fiction war movie, I say. It sure is, says Lynn Sr. Riley suddenly entangled us in vines, and she, Luna, and Haiku were pointing their laser blasters at us. Nice sneak attack, you three, I say. And that's the other thing, right? Every little thing, it's like, wow, you guys are, oh, you're beating me so good. Oh, man, good shot, blah, blah, blah. This, like, it's barely, like, come on. At the very least, be a little bit competitive about it, you know? Be all like, haha, I'm winning. Be a little boastful, a little gloatful. Is that even a word? You get the point, though, you know? Be overly prideful. Play the villain, you know? Play the make-believe villain where people wants to take you down, and that's fun in of itself, I'm pretty sure. I mean, granted, I haven't been to too many laser tag office shoot parties, but act like you're some hot shot, live out that little fantasy. Oh, great. Hold on. I lost my train of thought and I don't feel like going to getting back to it. Something. Uh, pretend like you're some hotshot. That'll be fun for you, maybe, and it'll definitely be fun for people. Maybe they'll team up with you, team up against you, stuff like that. Harmless little competitive fighting stuff. Okay, where was I? Because I'm so close. Where was I? I forgot. Right, it was the sneak attack with the three. Nice sneak attack, you three. Thank you, says Riley. Thanks, dude, says Luna. Say your prayers, says Haiku. I think not, says question mark, firing lasers at Riley, Luna, and Haiku. They went down and the vines let us go, and we saw Rita ready to fight. It's Rita! Woo! Miss Rita! Wow, great shooting, I say. Thank you, JD, says Rita. You got off work early? Asks Lynn Sr. Dr. Feinstein gave me the rest of the day off so I can have fun with you all, says Rita. That was nice of him, and you look awesome in a commando uniform, Miss Rita. Thank you, JD. Now let's get them, says Rita. With pleasure, I say, firing more shots. Rita was using parkour and jumping all over the place and moving fast and firing multiple shots, and she doesn't even have angel wings yet. Woohoo! Go, Mom, says Lainey. Mom has some nice and sick moves, says Lynn. Is she starting to get sick? Asks Lenny. Ha ha ha, she's stupid, ha ha. No, Lenny, it means that her speed and acrobatic movements are fast and amazing, says Lisa. Oh, yeah, says Lenny. I agree. Her moves are fast and swift, says Matilda. Indubitably, says Gabriella in a British accent. They are awesome, says Carol. Rita was overpowering the competition and she won. Of course, she won everything. I guess there was a... Okay. 6 p.m. We all go back to the house eating dinner. We all were back at the house eating dinner. We were having an Indian curry feast. JD, you made this the best take your daughter to work day ever, says Lana. Everyone agreed. We're glad we could help, Lana, I say. Where's Eileen? How come she didn't come? Asks Lola. She's sick and is staying at home. With chickenpox. Is she getting the Sasuke treatment? Or she's just sick whenever he doesn't want him to be there. Actually, that only happened once. Every other time he doesn't want Sasuke to be, Sasuke isn't a part of the story. It's just simply forgot about. Sasuke? Oh, he doesn't exist anymore. Anyways, that stinks, but we all had lots of fun, says Lainey. Yep, sucks to be her. Anyways. Yes, indeed. Thank you for making this a fun experience for all of us, second Big Brother unit, says Lisa. You're welcome, Lisa, I say. I agree. Also, Eddie, those bat wings you have are really cool, says Lucy. Thanks, Lucy. Then he gave them to me with a black magic sword without my consent, and now I'm permanently changed. It reminded me of a deer you gave me a while back, Ed. Oh, great. Let's relive this, says Eddie. I remember that. I told Ed to do a more reasonable dare, says Double D. Yep, I dared Eddie to be Double D. Okay, says Ed. The swap dare. Let me guess. Double D, you dared Ed to be Eddie, and Eddie, you dared Double D to be Ed. I say. That's correct, says Eddie. That's correct, says Ed. Oh, oops. That's right, says Eddie. That's correct, says Double D. Were your imitations that good? Asks Vuri. Can we hear them? Oh, kill me. Can we hear them? I ask. Sure, says Eddie, imitating Double D. Please, Eddie, you're invading my personal space. Actually, says Eddie. We all laugh. Ha 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 ha. That was really good, Eddie, I say. Ha, that's good. That's a good one, Eddie, says Luann. That was really good, says Vuri. How about you, Ed? She asks. Let's see here. He pushes his eyes closer, imitating Eddie. I have caused discomfort cause I'm Eddie. Okay. Laughs like him. Ha ha, I don't know how Eddie laughs. Ha 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 ha. We all laugh. Oh gosh, Ed, that's too funny. I laugh hysterically. That was really funny, says Lincoln. You guys crack us up, says Lori. What about you, Double D? Asks Laney. Okay, says Double D, pulling his face and his eyes. Pulls his face and his eyes are further apart. Imitating Ed, buttered toast. Okay. Is that a reference? We all laugh hysterically. Oh, that was funny. You're killing us, I say. Ha ha ha, that was hilarious. Ha ha, that was funny, says Marie and Linka. That was funny, says Luann. That was hysterical, says Anastasia. Rip out my throat. Just rip it out. I don't want to talk anymore. I don't want to, if I can't breathe and speak, then I can't read. I'm guessing you guys took that dare too far after that, I say. Yep, Kevin beat me up in Double D's room, says Eddie. That's Okay. Sarah, though, thought I was Ed and made me clean his room. I landed in a tub of gravy in Ed's bathroom, says Double D. You, a tub of gravy? That's gross, says Lori. I agree with you, Lori, says Lola. I had some weird habits about the Vengeance Express. What? Says Ed. That's unusual, says Lenny. That is unusual. That is weird, says Sarah. Johnny dared me for a quarter. I was able to be Plank, and Plank was to be Eddie. Johnny dared me for a quarter. I was to be Plank, and Plank was to be Eddie. Okay. Says Ed. Weird, but were you a good Plank, Ed? I ask. I was, says Ed. Talk about a huge case of mistaken identity, says Vuri. I agree, Vuri, says Double D. That was a very elaborate dare you all put on, says Lisa. Yeah, truth or dare. Can we just end the chapter? What are we talking about, man? This has nothing to do with anything that's happened other than that one small little mention of the dare that. Oh my god. Okay, where was I? That was very elaborate. Yeah, Truth or Dare may be one of my favorite games, but we took it too far back then, says Eddie. These things happen, Eddie, I say. Yeah, it's normal in the developing mind, says Vuri. Yes, indeed, says Lisa. I agree, but we all had lots of fun, says Sailor Saturn. We sure did, says Vuri, and worked up a good sweat, says Lynn. You said it, I say. This was really fun for us, says Laney. I agree, says Anastasia. Me too, says Shannon. It sounds like it, says Jesse. We all ate our dinner and got ready for bed. The end. Another fanfiction completed. I've had this one on my mind for a little while. I got the idea for a laser tag war at Lynn Senior's office from my books that I write at home. I wanted to include Miss Rita. Oopsie. I wanted to include Miss Rita in the battle and have her demonstrate some of her sports skills. The episode of Ed, Ed, and Eddie we were talking about was Mirror, Mirror on the Ed. One of my favorites. And let me know what you all think. Hated it. See y'all next time. Wow. Not the worst chapters. None of them are, but wow. Three, like, nothing chapters. All right, because nothing extremely outrageous happened. It was just so. It was like it felt like it took forever. I shouldn't. Okay, whatever. Hey, if people skip this audiobook, I would completely understand. Probably shouldn't though. Since this is also the audiobook where I've decided to promote the virgining Discord channel. So yeah, join that if you'd like. Yeah, like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Here, we'll look at a little sneak peek. I kind of want to do that. Maybe this next, it's very long. Mall of Duty. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, anyways.